Have you ever had a dream that left you haunted for days? Not because it was terrifying, but because it felt meaningful, as if it were trying to tell you something essential about your life? Or maybe you found yourself inexplicably drawn to certain stories, ancient myths, religious symbols, or even characters in movies that resonate with you in a way you can't quite explain. What if I told you that beneath the surface of your conscious mind lies an entire world, populated by symbols, archetypes, and hidden truths, shaping your thoughts, your choices, and your destiny? This isn't science fiction or spiritual speculation. This is the territory of analytical psychology, the profound and fascinating system of thought developed by Carl Gustav Jung, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century. Welcome to the strange and beautiful world of the psyche, a world where the path to wholeness means going deep inside, confronting shadows, and emerging transformed. Hello and welcome to the unfolding journey, where we explore the inner landscapes of psychology, mythology, spirituality, and personal growth. This channel is dedicated to those curious souls who believe that understanding the inner world is just as important as understanding the outer one. If you're someone who seeks meaning beyond the surface, if you value introspection and long to understand the deeper patterns that shape your life, then you're in the right place. So let's begin our journey today with a deep dive into Carl Jung's analytical psychology, a map of the human psyche that has changed countless lives. Who was Carl Jung? Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who began his career as a follower of Sigmund Freud. However, the two eventually parted ways, mainly due to differing views on the nature of the unconscious. While Freud emphasized sexuality and repressed desires as the root of neurosis, Jung believed the unconscious was far more expansive, mysterious, and potentially healing. For Jung, the unconscious wasn't just a storehouse of repressed memories. It was also the source of wisdom, creativity, and transformation. He called his system analytical psychology, and it became a lifelong project that combined psychology with mythology, religion, art, and alchemy. The structure of the psyche. Jung's model of the human psyche is both elegant and complex. At its core, it's composed of three main layers: the conscious mind, the personal unconscious, the collective unconscious. Let's unpack each one. 1. The conscious mind. This is the part of your psyche you're most familiar with, your thoughts, perceptions, and everyday awareness. At the center of the conscious mind lies the ego, which Jung saw not as the whole self, but merely the center of consciousness. Your ego organizes your conscious identity, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. 2. The personal unconscious. This contains memories, feelings, and experiences that were once conscious but have been forgotten or repressed. It's unique to you, shaped by your life, your wounds, and your personal history. Within the personal unconscious, Jung believed we also store complexes, emotionally charged groups of ideas and memories. For example, a mother complex might emerge if your relationship with your mother was particularly difficult or formative. Complexes can have a life of their own, influencing our behavior in unconscious ways. 3. The collective unconscious. Now here's where Jung made his most groundbreaking contribution. He proposed that beneath our personal unconscious lies a deeper layer shared by all human beings, the collective unconscious. This is not formed by personal experience, but inherited. It consists of universal patterns, themes, and instincts, what Jung called archetypes, that shape human thought and behavior across cultures and time. Think of the collective unconscious as the psychic DNA of humanity. Archetypes, the building blocks of the psyche. Jung's concept of archetypes is central to analytical psychology. Archetypes are innate, universal symbols or patterns that reside in the collective unconscious. They appear in myths, religions, art, literature, and, most importantly, our dreams. Common archetypes include the self, the totality of the psyche, the archetype of wholeness; the shadow, the dark, rejected, unconscious aspects of the self; the anima/animus, the feminine aspect within men, anima, and the masculine aspect within women, animus; the persona, the social mask or role we present to the world; the hero, the wise old man, the great mother, all recurrent figures in mythology and storytelling. We don't see archetypes directly. We experience them through symbols, dreams, and projections. They are like templates that help us navigate life's fundamental experiences. The process of individuation. The central goal of Jungian psychology is not just symptom relief, it's individuation. Individuation is the process of becoming your true self, not just what society expects of you, not just your ego, but the integration of all aspects of the psyche. This process involves acknowledging and integrating the shadow, confronting inner opposites like the anima/animus, reclaiming parts of yourself that were lost or repressed, synthesizing the conscious and unconscious mind. Through individuation, we move toward wholeness, becoming not a perfect person, but a complete one. This is not a linear journey. It's more like a spiral. It involves suffering, reflection, and often facing uncomfortable truths. But according to Jung, it is the path to psychological maturity and spiritual growth. The shadow, meeting the darkness within. One of Jung's most profound insights is the concept of the shadow. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we deny, reject, or repress, because they are socially unacceptable or painful to acknowledge. But here's the paradox. The more we deny the shadow, the more power it has over us. Shadow material doesn't disappear. It shows up in projections, addictions, compulsions, and even in the people we dislike the most. Jung wrote, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Working with the shadow isn't easy, but it's essential for growth. It's how we reclaim our energy and discover hidden strengths. Dreams, messages from the unconscious. Jung took dreams very seriously, not just as random neural activity, but as messages from the unconscious. He believed dreams offer symbolic insights into our inner conflicts, desires, and the archetypal forces shaping our lives. Dream interpretation, for Jung, wasn't about fixed meanings. It was about exploring symbols in the context of the dreamer's life and culture. A snake in your dream might represent fear, sexuality, or transformation, depending on what it means to you. Jung encouraged a respectful, curious, and imaginative approach to dreams, seeing them as guides on the path to individuation, /. Another unique contribution Jung made was the idea of synchronicity, the occurrence of meaningful coincidences that have no causal explanation, but are deeply significant to the person experiencing them. Imagine thinking about an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, and then they suddenly call you, or encountering a symbol in your dream that appears again in waking life. Jung believed these moments were not random, but glimpses into a deeper order, a connection between the inner and outer world. They suggest that psyche and matter are not as separate as we assume. So why should we care about Jung's ideas today? In a world increasingly dominated by technology, consumerism, and external distraction, Jung invites us to turn inward, to explore the rich, symbolic life of the soul. He doesn't offer easy answers or quick fixes, but he offers something more enduring, a path to self-understanding and wholeness. Whether you're navigating a crisis, searching for purpose, or simply curious about the deeper layers of your mind, Jung's analytical psychology provides a compass for the inner journey. Jung wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." In many ways, analytical psychology is an invitation to wake up, to live more consciously, to make peace with your contradictions, to see your life as a meaningful story shaped by archetypes, symbols, and a deep inner calling. It is not an easy journey, but it is an unfolding one. And on this path, every dream, every conflict, every synchronicity becomes a signpost, leading you toward the mystery of who you really are. If this exploration of Carl Jung's analytical psychology resonated with you, if you found something here that stirred your curiosity or made you reflect, then consider joining us on the unfolding journey. We'll be diving deeper into topics like dream work, shadow integration, and the journey toward individuation. This channel is dedicated to helping you uncover the deeper layers of your psyche and understand how ancient wisdom and modern psychology can guide you on your path toward personal growth and transformation. If you enjoyed this video and want to dive even deeper into these fascinating topics, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our new videos. We've got so much more to explore, and I would love for you to be part of this unfolding journey. Also, if you found this video insightful, please consider sharing it with anyone who might benefit from exploring the depths of the unconscious mind. It's always a pleasure to connect with like-minded individuals who are ready to embark on their own transformative paths. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing more with you in our next video. Until then, take a moment to reflect, and remember that the journey toward understanding yourself is the most rewarding one you can take. See you soon on the unfolding journey.